From FedEx Forum and the American Home Shield Studio, this is The Odds Couple on GrindCityMedia.com. Handicapping all the football action, here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people. Welcome to The Odds Couple. It is Final Four week.
Opening day.
It is opening day, baseball week. At some point, we need to do a show. We could do a whole hour on a transfer portal show and have odds on that. That'd be fun.
Good grief.
Holy smokes.
WrestleMania. The Masters starts next week.
Wait till we tell you about next week's show. I'm going to tease the tease. Later in the show, we'll tell you what's coming up next week. Won't want to miss it.
Tease the tease.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm
tease the tease.
I teased the tease. First time I've ever done that, I believe. I am Rob Fisher.
Reminds me of my prom night.
This is that is Lang Whitaker.
What's up?
John Roser.
What up?
CJ Hurt is here as well. We are at we're at the Final Four. And we got the start of the Major League Baseball season, and we got big college basketball news. Roy Williams has decided to retire. So I'm using this on the Grizzlies broadcast, and I want to get your thoughts. Best NBA player that Roy Williams coached. Or you not even that. Your favorite Roy Williams coached.
Oh, favorite
player.
is easy. Drew Gooden.
Drew Gooden.
Easy. When he was at University of Kansas, I was at Slam Magazine, and he had announced he was going pro, so I went to spend a day with Drew at Kansas. So I flew to wherever it was, drove to Lawrence, spent a day with Drew. He was like, we got to go at this time when classes get out. You see all the girls come out. Like it was awesome. Being with Drew. He was like literally the big man on campus.
Right.
But we ended up in Roy Williams' office somehow. And Roy Williams was like, come on in, guys. I don't know what he was doing, but I guess there was like an open door policy. And we sat on the couch in there for an hour.
Right.
He had this huge deck with a grill outside. It was incredible. Behind the desk, big picture of Roy Williams and Michael Jordan. It was signed like, to coach, thank you for making me what I am. Whatever it was,
Yeah,
we walked
awesome.
out of there. I told Drew, I was like, I'm ready to sign. Let's go. But best player, that's a tougher discussion.
It's an interesting list.
Best player, it's pretty easy. It's Michael Jordan. I mean, he wasn't the head coach, but he coached him.
That's a good one. But head coach.
Yeah.
My favorite, Raymond Felton.
Raymond Felton.
I loved Raymond Felton in college. God, he was awesome. Yes,
Had a long
Raymond
career.
Felton or Kirk Heinrich.
Long NBA career.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I like Nick Collison.
Yeah.
Collison was a good
Because
really
he
good
was he was a really good pro too.
and Heinrich was the other one on
Yep.
that team. Yeah, they had two white guys.
CJ,
I was a sucker for Lawson.
Lawson,
For
Ty Lawson.
My cousin, fun fact, up in Poplar Bluff, his teammate in high school was Tyler Hansborough.
Ooh.
And so I have a soft spot for Tyler Hansborough as well.
Yeah.
Wait, was Brandon Wright on that team? Brandon Wright
Yeah.
was on that team. Never mind. It's Brandon Wright because he dunked on me, and I'm the reason he got to North Carolina. That's my favorite.
A couple of years ago, when I was at NBA TV, we did a show where we traveled around to the training camps, and I was with Rick Fox. So we went to UNC and where he had played, and we got to tour around the facilities there and see Roy Williams again and hang out with him. And in the locker room, the UNC locker room, there's a huge like wall-sized picture of Tyler Hansborough from when he got hit in the face and he's bleeding everywhere. Like they've got that blown up in the locker room.
That's
so,
cool.
Like, yeah, get everyone fired up.
I'm trying to look to see if it's come out yet.
Odds
On who the next coach is.
I was just looking at some lists. It seems like Hubert Davis might be at the top of those lists.
Bet Online has Hubert Davis a even money favorite to be the next head coach. Jerry Stackhouse, third at 6-1.
The guy from UNC Greensboro was in there. Miller is his name, I think.
Nate Oates, long shot at 20-1, and at 18-1, Rick Pitino.
Ooh, no way.
How much fun would that be?
There's no way.
Rick Pitino in North Carolina.
You think he'll open a restaurant there?
Yeah, come on.
I don't think they're getting the Patino business.
That would be great.
But, I mean, if you're going to stay in-house, right? You would assume Hubert Davis, Stackhouse would be like right at the top of the list. Mm-hmm. I don't know which way they go. Maybe I saw someone else throwing around Mark Few as a possibility. Like if he was ever going to leave Gonzaga, this would be it, right?
Right.
So, I don't know.
I've asked a couple of people this week, and we'll talk about these games. Final Four. This is the Final Four show. We're going to talk baseball, too. Preview the baseball season coming up. But Mark Few, I believe they're going to win the championship. I picked them from the beginning. There's been nothing to change my mind that I don't think they're by far the best team in the country. I like a lot of people. I think Baylor could give them a match, but I still think Gonzaga is better and that they would win the game and they're going to go undefeated this season. If they lose in the championship, what he still needs to accomplish at Gonzaga is so small, and how hard it is to do that. That would be it. I hate to say this, and Mark Few's been asked it this week, and we'll hear from Mark Few talk about it. Everybody keeps talking about winning or going undefeated, and he's like, man, I don't roll that way. It's one game at a time. But how devastating would it be if they don't win this year?
I don't think they're going to win.
You don't?
I don't think they're going to win, only because this is what happens every year. They're always really good. They have like 1 loss, 2 losses.
But isn't this different?
They are different.
I don't know. How is it different? They get to the Final Four, the Final
No,
Eight,
it's
they
not.
lose every time.
It's not different. They are by every measure. Ken Pomeroy, they are the highest rated team he has ever had in his rankings.
Okay.
Like they are different. They are a different team. Now that doesn't mean they won't lose. If they lose, it'll be to Baylor. Baylor would be the only team.
They're not losing to UCLA.
No, they won't lose to UCLA.
That's what I've been saying for 4 straight weeks.
They're going to
4 straight games.
They're going to beat the living piss out of UCLA because they've been doing that to everybody in the tournament, and I think they beat the crap out of Houston too. Baylor's the one because Baylor's got the best defense in the country, so it really would be like the best offense against the best defense. That would be the one. I don't know. I don't see how you stop them. They look like the Golden State Warriors college version. It's unbelievable. The ball never stops moving. And it's like they had all these guys, and then they add Jalen Suggs, who was a top 10 recruit, to what they already have. And, dude, they have multiple NBA players on that team. It's not just like your typical Gonzaga team that's really good. Like, there are multiple NBA players on that team and possibly 2 lottery picks. Suggs is a lottery pick, and that Kispert kid could be a lottery pick, too, because, man, he shoots fireballs.
My UCLA Bruins, as you see.
Oh, God.
Water polo. It says water polo.
Yeah. UCLA water polo. My Bruins. So in the first game against Michigan State, I'm on the FanDuel, right? And I noticed that there was a special that it was a up to $50 risk-free bet.
Risk-free.
So if you lose, they give you the $50 in site credit, right? And I'm going to spend that. So sure, all right, cool. So I don't lose anything here.
Sure.
And but I noticed it like right before the UCLA Michigan State game in the first 4. And I thought, all right, and it expired after that night. Yeah. So I was like, all right, well, I gotta bet this game, right? Yeah, so sure. I bet UCLA, and they're down the whole game.
Yeah.
The whole game. Then they send it to overtime. They win the game. They play really well. Great comeback. UCLA wins. And I was like, wow, great. So I won my $50, and now I can play with that money here, going forward in the tournament. I've bet against them every game since.
And lost.
And and for some reason, I think even working Grizzlies games or hanging around at my kids' soccer games, whatever, for some reason, I've seen every UCLA game in this tournament as well. They are... I'm with you. I think Gonzaga crushes them, but
they've got a.
Mick Cronin's got a week to prepare.
But here's the thing.
But I mean, they're right now. They're one of those teams that everything you think about them, they're exceeding it. They're exceeding it, and they're giving everybody hell. Everybody.
I have also watched every UCLA game, and I've come to appreciate them because they figure out ways to win.
Yes.
That being said, they are a terribly coached team. They have one play for Johnny Juzang, their best offensive player. They put the 2 big guys on the blocks, and they run him off a double screen. Mm-hmm. He gets to this corner. If the ball's not there, he runs to the other corner, and they give him the ball, and then he isolates and shoots a jump shot. He usually makes it. That's all they do for
brilliant coaching
the whole game.
Brilliant.
The point guard, Tiger Campbell. That's
I love
his name, right?
The name, by
he's
the
got
way.
the great
That's
hair.
Great.
I think CJ said he looks like Bob Marley.
And his name is Tiger.
Yeah, with a Y. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, he looks great. He's like a classic point guard, but he can't shoot. I don't think I've seen him shoot one jump shot the whole tournament. He gets the ball up the court, gets him in the offense, gets it to Johnny Juzang. That's all they do.
All I know is that finish against Michigan.
Yeah.
He knocked down some shots. I mean,
he was getting inside and
like right there on the baseline and scoring. Yeah, I mean, it was impressive.
The thing about UCLA that kills me, though, is that Johnny Juzang is clearly a great scorer, but they don't really know what to do with him. And if he doesn't get the ball, they just throw it to that Riley guy and just clear out and just let him bang and try and get a shot in the paint. I like the kid Jaquez, who seems to be able to figure out what to do, doesn't need the ball to be effective, great defender, sort of does everything, but never gets the ball until Johnny Juzang fouled out of that other game, and then he carried them to the win in overtime. They're not a very well-coached team, and the thing that amazed me was the teams they play against can't figure this out. There's only one way they're going to get Johnny Juzang the ball. I don't understand why teams don't, even Michigan. I was like, can't you guys stop this? Double team the guy.
At some point when the dude has, 18 of 20?
Yeah, just run 2 players at him, and then they're not going to know what to do if you double team him. So I think the fun ride stops in this next game.
But it's been amazing.
It has been amazing. It's been fun to watch. I've been cheering for them. I like Jaquez. I was looking him up in mock drafts. I was like, that guy might be a good second round pick.
I had a boost that night. It was Gonzaga and Michigan money line.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, those are my picks, and it's going to happen. The Michigan game, just never, CJ, sorry, just never felt like it was
49
never
points.
felt like they had it. And even late in the game when it was like a 1-point game, and then they get the lead, and you're like, okay, I mean, this is just it felt dangerous.
And they missed 5 straight
entire
shots.
Game.
Yeah.
Just one. Just make one shot on those possessions.
Yeah.
Take the lead from 1 to 3. And really apply that pressure on UCLA because, like you guys said, it's only one player who's scoring the ball.
Yeah.
If Dickinson had any sort of right hand, if he was able to turn over his left shoulder and use his right hand, Michigan wins that game. That Juwan Howard, to his credit, made a great decision taking Smith out. I don't know what Smith's problem was, but playing point guard, he was making all of the wrong decisions. His ability, Juwan, to recognize that, take him out the game, and roll with Brooks at the point and bring in Brown and play and with Wagner and some combination of Dickinson or the other guy. That's great. Just stick with that. And then come crunch time, don't put Smith back in the game. He is in his head. He is off somehow. Just run with the guys who got you the 1 point
He did
lead.
hit a 3, didn't he? Smith, toward the end of the game, he hit a big shot.
He hit a shot, yeah.
Wagner is German for can't shoot, apparently. That's another thing I
man.
Like. I mean, you got a wide open three-pointer, and he missed the rim by 3 feet.
By 3 feet.
And what was Brooks? That shot was a good shot. It was a
great
look.
shot.
He's got to put some more into it.
I yelled at my TV, put it up!
What was Brooks doing? Yeah. Brooks had to read 6 seconds left with the ball underneath the basket. Why are you just flipping it up there like you got no time left? Be calm, be poised, and make a play. But he was just panicking. His ball hit his hands oh, nope, got to throw this up there quick.
That Dickinson guy is terrifying, too. He looks like the kind of guy you'd have to, you have to share a row with on an airplane, and you don't want to make eye contact with that guy the whole time. He's scary. He's only a freshman, right?
He's a neck tat away from being a real life thug.
CJ, look at it this way. You don't have to play Gonzaga. So there you go.
Yeah.
Just look at it. Gonzaga would beat the piss out of Michigan. I just watch you score 49 points against UCLA, man. Gonzaga would beat your ass.
I think we got a theme here with Gonzaga.
Yes.
Let's hear from some of the coaches. Baylor head coach Scott Drew, his team got past Arkansas, and it was it was a great start against the Hogs.
Well, I thought it just showed how focused and ready to play we were, and we got great looks. Guys made good shots, and then Arkansas is a great team, so we knew they'd make a run, and they did, and credit our guys for having an answer. But I really thought we were focused from jump, and really had a good game plan, and credit them for adjusting. They didn't trap as much because we were hurting them on that for a minute there, and then they got in a horn set that really hurt us, and again, when you're playing a team in the Elite Eight, you know it's going to go down to the wire, and just happy our guys had the last answer.
The game between Baylor and Arkansas reminded me a lot of the game between the Grizzlies and the Jazz this week, where Arkansas, boy, they wouldn't go away. It was tough to get past that 9. They were down 9 a bunch, and they couldn't. They'd get a stop, and they'd come down. They couldn't convert, and then all of a sudden it's 11 again, and that's just so deflating. Then you get it to 9, and then all of a sudden they got it to 6, and they got an and one, and they got it to 5, and you're like, all right, now we got a game.
Yeah.
But boy, every time that it felt like maybe that was a big shot, Baylor came down and just hit one right on their face.
It felt like
right back at them.
Every time I watched Arkansas in the tournament, they were coming from
Oh,
behind.
they were what, down double digits in every game.
Yeah, like they never seemed to be a team you would be like afraid of, because it seemed like if they were going to come from behind, maybe that's going to happen. But they'll give you a lead. They'll let you play from ahead. And Baylor just kind of got bored in that game, it seemed like, more than anything.
Yeah, Houston Cougars, they're in the Final Four. They've done it without facing a single-seeded team. How about that? Kelvin Sampson on getting this far.
Proud of these kids, proud of the heart, proud of battling through so many things this year, whether it was injuries or transfers or a tough loss here or there. But for this team to be 28-3 and going to the Final Four, this is one of the greatest accomplishments I've been around. And I have this group of players and this staff, everyone on this staff, all the players, to thank for it. I'm glad they let me go along on the ride with them. It's been a fun ride with this group.
First Final Four since 1984. I like this team. I had them going to the Final Four. I had them losing in this game to Ohio State.
Yeah.
That sucked. But
Yeah.
but they're good. They're really good defensively too. That should have lost to Rutgers.
Yeah.
Early in this tournament, should have lost that game.
Yeah, Rutgers choked that game away so
Choked
bad.
it away.
Yeah,
it was awful. It was awful. And I mean, they just play good defense, and they got guys that can shoot. And one thing that they do so well, they hit their free throws. And they've been in close games.
I don't know what
they
that's
hit their
like.
free throws.
I don't know what that's like for the college team I root
know.
for. I have no clue what that's like. No, they're very good. They do have a ton of talent. Grimes was a former 5-star kid who transferred from Kansas. So, no, they have a ton of talent. The one thing that they do really well that Baylor does not do well is Baylor is not good at keeping teams off the offensive glass. And that is something that Houston is like, that is what they are elite at, is offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Like their first shots they miss, but they go get the offensive rebound. I think it's something like they offensive rebound. It's like almost 40% of their misses they get the offensive rebound on. So that's something to watch out for with Baylor.
We talked about how like you kind of stumble upon a team and you see all of their games. Like somehow I haven't watched any Houston games.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they're on True TV or something. But for some reason, I haven't been able to find the Houston games. So I haven't watched that much of them play. But I think Baylor's the one who's going to give the most trouble to Gonzaga if they can get there. But they got to get through.
Yeah. And I think that's what everybody's hoping to see. So hoping to see
because we were
that
supposed to see it earlier in the year,
Yeah.
and then COVID reasons, and it couldn't happen.
Yeah. The Gonzaga, they're in the Final Four, and they're undefeated. But Mark Few is not looking ahead.
That's just how we roll. I mean, you know me. That's how I roll. And this is something that needs to be celebrated, and we need to take the time to enjoy the heck out of it, because I think you're just missing the whole point in life if all you're doing is going to the very end game, and that's the only way you're going to celebrate and feel good about anything. So that's just not how I roll. That's not how Drew Timmy rolls, Corey, Joel, Jalen, the whole group. So, hey, we'll enjoy the heck out of it tonight. Obviously, they'll need some rest tomorrow. We'll just do film and get down to business. It's a shorter week than usual. But again, the fact that we're, savoring this and really seizing the moment, don't misconstrue that for, a lack of desire to keep this thing rolling. I think it's just the proper perspective.
A lot of rolling.
Mark Few just keeping it a bean there, talking to
I love it, Chris. Keeping it a bean.
About that, yeah.
Keeping it a bean.
That was great. Mark Few.
Shout out to Devin
his team's
Walker for that
amazing.
one.
And thanks to Devin Walker for the keeping it a bean. Gonzaga 14-point favorite against UCLA. All right, we got to hear from Mick Cronin before we take our break, although we've gone long. If our guest, if Jessica is holding on, tell her I apologize, but we'll get to her in a minute. Mick Cronin, his UCLA Bruins are in the Final Four as an 11 seed, started in the first four, in the Final Four, talks about his win over Michigan.
April 9th, 2019, I told you I spell fun, W-I-N.
And our scoring has been elite. You know, we're 11 or 12 offense, but tonight it was our defense. You got to find a way to win. It's, you know, these guys are having the most fun they've ever had in their life back in that locker room because they won. I told them I was going to teach them how to win. And, you know, you got to be able to win different ways, Trace. You know, when things aren't going well on offense because of the other team, not because of us. It was Michigan. They're a 1 seed for a reason. The Big Ten get, 10 teams in a tournament, and they dominated the conference for the most part. You know, so to find a way to beat them with defense, the way we did tonight, obviously extremely proud of our team. But, yeah, you know, it was just resilience. You know, stats are for losers, they say, right? You know, you either win or you lose. So I think that stat sheet can get crumbled up tonight.
I like Mick Cronin.
I don't.
I know you don't. He was good at Cincinnati. He's good. I mean, he's in the Final Four.
How's he going to teach them how to win? What's he won?
FUN. Oh, no, wait, it's the opposite. Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he'd be a lot of WIN at a party. I know that.
Yeah. Mick Cronin, he's not known for his offense. He is more known as a defensive coach. Always had really good defensive teams at Cincinnati. Look, I mean, technically, this is really his first this is his first chance. On his first chance to get UCLA to the Final Four, he got him there because last year there wasn't a tournament. Right. So, congratulations to him. I battled some health problems too. Battled some health problems a couple of years ago that were like really, really serious, and he's bounced back from it. Got the UCLA job, even though he was like their 10th choice. But whatever, you got the job and you got into the Final Four. Congratulations.
Yeah. Not like there's any history of UCLA to overcome. Mick Cronin. Good job. Great. You made it to the Final Four. Like, John Wooden did that in his sleep.
Yeah, but that's
he didn't do it this fast.
25 times.
Yeah, but that's also when you had unlimited scholarships. Like, this is the first time UCLA's been to the Final Four since 2008 when Memphis beat them, and then that was the first time they had been there since
Herrick.
Yeah.
UGA legend.
Oh, no, they had gone 2 years before that because they beat Memphis in the Elite Eight.
Jim Herrick.
With Jordan Farmar and Aaron Aflalo and Luke Mbamute.
And in case you forgot, the Jordan Farmar who started in the playoffs for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's right. That's right. All right, we'll take a break here on The Odds Couple. We'll come back. Jessica Benson's going to join us. Yes. And we'll get her thoughts on what's happening. And we might apologize for being mean to her last week. We're back after this.
Yeah, I've always thought maybe a fun dunk contest wrinkle would be just to dunk on people. Instead of jumping over them, have them stand there and make a half-hearted attempt to block your dunk and then just destroy them.
Okay, yeah, but then who's going to sign up for that? Who's like, yeah, I'll be the poster. Join Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, every Thursday as we debate the hottest topics in the NBA. IMHO on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and our social channels. Once a week, get your basketball fix with Talkin' Grizz featuring me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, and media from around the NBA as we discuss draft topics, prospects, and more. Connect with Grind City Media on all their social channels, subscribe to Grind City Media YouTube, and follow Grind City Media on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with all things Grizzlies.
You talk about free throws. If we could just take the word free out of it, it's not free anymore. I think we've all learned. Why do they have to be Why free? Do we call it free throws? No, it's not. It's an extra shot.
There is no hand in your face, Megan.
Extra shot. No, because it's not free. It's too much pressure on myself. It's not free anymore. Just call it a throw. You get 2 throws. That's it.
A toss. Yes, just a toss.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com. Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com, live from FedEx Forum and the American Home Shield Studio. Now, here's more of The Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hey, make sure you check out the newest Grind City Media show, Rise and Grind, with the great Jessica Benson and Megan Triplett. They bring fresh, fun, and energetic double shots of morning vibes to catch you up on the latest in sports, entertainment, pop culture, and everything Memphis, with some completely biased, unfiltered discussions and a side of slightly above-average jokes. I think they're hysterical. Tune in to grindcitymedia.com, Grind City Media on YouTube, or via the official Grizzlies mobile app to catch Jessica and Megan live, or download each episode daily and subscribe at iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud today. Speaking of the great Jessica Benson, she joins us here on the program, Skyping in on the show. How are you?
Can't believe she had time.
I heard that. Hysterical jokes. Amazing, Jessica Benson. You have such a change in tune. But what is this UCLA shirt you have on?
UCLA water polo.
Well, at least USC is the all-time national water polo champion, so we can keep that going.
I'm doing it, Jessica. And first of all, before we get to the UCLA, last week, Lang needs to apologize. Lang, you were really hard on Jessica last week on the show, and the Pac-12 for that matter.
Things got a little out of hand. I think we can all admit that. But I mean, look, Rob just couldn't really slow down once he started, and I suggested, hey, maybe we should take it a little easier. But it's National Women's History Month.
I know.
Let's celebrate, Jessica. And Rob was like, oh no, let's pile on. Let's make jokes.
That's not true, Jessica.
It's her story. It's her story.
Jessica, that's not true. We're big fans. Big fans.
I'm on your show every Friday. I love coming on there.
I may never be on again.
I just looked up all-time leaders in water polo champions.
Yep.
And it's not USC. It's Cal.
Oh.
Cal's UCLA's got 12. Stanford's got 11. USC has 10.
10.
So they're fourth.
Yeah.
Okay, I do think there needs to be some research. I'm not 100% sure. I think we lost one of our water polo championships along with the college admission scandal that involved the USC project.
Yeah, wasn't that Aunt Becky from Full House?
Yes, her daughter.
Aunt Becky, yeah. Oh, man.
All right, so UCLA. I know you're a Pac-12 person, but I know you're a Gonzaga person up there in Spokane, Washington. But UCLA's been unbelievable to watch, Jessica. And I mean, for how much I don't want to count them out, I've counted them out since the Michigan State win. I had them that night, but since then I've bet against them every single game, and I've watched every game, and they've impressed me so much that I'm betting against them against Gonzaga too, and it concerns me. Should it?
Yeah, betting against Gonzaga just concerns me, period, at this point, because
Right.
I think we've all learned that they are a buzzsaw. I obviously got very excited. I thought, could USC be the team that would push Gonzaga? I think Gonzaga heard that narrative a few too many times and was like, no, I'm just going to come out and absolutely destroy these guys. Same thing with UCLA, but I'm with you. I've counted them out consistently from the Michigan State game onward. I certainly thought they would lose to Alabama, but Johnny Juzang has been unbelievable, and once again stepping up against Michigan. He's just the guy for them right now, and that's what you need in the tournament, right? Is someone who can step up and be that player and just hit shot after shot after shot. Does that magic run out? Gonzaga certainly is the kind of team that can just put you in your place, but it's weird. It's very tough to watch your team get absolutely demolished in the Elite Eight and follow it up by watching a team from the conference you cheer for, who is who's very much the rival of your alma mater. But I actually grew up with a UCLA poster over my bed, and I loved UCLA my whole life, so I still have some feelings there. So very excited for the Bruins to get to try to play the upset card.
Well, as a Georgia fan who has had to play against Alabama and see them go on to greater things, I can sort of understand where you're coming from there. But the line in that Gonzaga game is 14.5, right? The Gonzaga-UCLA, somewhere around there. Like, do we think there's a chance UCLA covers? Not that they're going to win. I don't think anyone thinks UCLA will win. Is there a chance they cover the spread, though?
There's a chance that Gonzaga's covered the spread in every game so far, though. But, I mean, there's a chance.
Jessica, what do you think?
Oh, I'm done. I'm done saying there's a chance. I think Gonzaga beats everyone by 15+ this year. It opened at 13.5, and I wanted to jump on it, and we forgot because we're lazy. But I certainly think they can cover. And they're a team that seems to enjoy the beatdown, right? When you have Drew Timme out there celebrating after every single shot, that's a team that loves to run up the score. And they keep saying oh, our players weren't born when Gonzaga lost to UCLA in 2006 and the Adam Morrison tears. So this certainly isn't a revenge game. I think every game for Gonzaga they treat as a revenge game of why don't you believe in us to be the team that can go undefeated for the first time? We're just going to beat everyone by 20.
Yeah. We've had the luxury, I guess, well, not luxury because they've been painful to watch, of seeing the Houston Cougars a few times as Memphis Tiger fans this year and watching them in their conference tournament and now watching them in the NCAA tournament. They haven't played a single-digit seed yet. In Baylor, everyone, I think, is hoping to see Baylor take on Gonzaga and believes that Baylor's the second-best team in the country. But can Houston give them a scare with the way they play defense?
That Houston defense is so annoying. I have been a registered #Houston hater all season long, both from a Memphis perspective, obviously, but I just always thought that they were overrated. I still think they're overrated, and I think they have obviously had an incredibly easy route to get to Indianapolis. As you see above me, which side? We have the Syracuse sign over, whatever side. Syracuse sign, USC sign. So we had a lot of hate for Houston in our household as well, as they absolutely annihilated Syracuse in that game. But that's the thing, is I've been looking forward to a Gonzaga-Baylor game all college basketball season long. Like, if you look back a month ago, I think even on Rise and Grind, we had a conversation where I said there's no way this season doesn't end in a Gonzaga-Baylor championship game. So that's what I'm pulling for. I just hope we get 2 entertaining semifinal games, or at least 1 entertaining semifinal game. And it's weird to say that the Baylor-Houston game could and should be the entertaining one of those 2 because of Houston's style, but I do think that at least has the potential to be a little closer.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. All right, so your picks. If you got to make picks, who wins the semifinals and who wins that championship?
Baylor, Gonzaga, and then Gonzaga wins it all. It's going to happen. It's destiny for them this year.
Beautiful. Do you have a baseball team, Jessica? We're going to talk a little baseball here momentarily.
Oh, I'm such a sad baseball fan. I grew up like a massive Yankees fan, which...
Yay! Yeah! Yay! Go Yankees. Best jerseys in sports, in all sports.
I have a Derek Jeter cardboard cutout in our guest room, so I can bring it in if you
all right,
want.
well, that's kind of creepy now. All right, we're going, okay, like that's... I don't need to know anything else.
I grew up a Rockies fan because I grew up in Denver. So
Walt Weiss, Todd Helton, Andres Galarraga, the big cat.
The big cat.
Dante Bichette.
Ooh.
Larry Walker. Are you too young for those?
Is this just Roser naming people who play for the Rockies?
Very much. Larry Walker, Todd Helton. Those were the...
Troy Tulowitzki. I'm just naming Rockies.
Yeah, we know.
Ubaldo Jimenez.
Ubaldo Jimenez. Oh, my goodness.
Showing off my baseball knowledge.
Jessica, we love that you take the time to join us because we know you're very busy with Rise and Grind and with Grizzlies live pre and post game on the Grizzlies radio network. So thank you for joining us. And Lang was just kidding last week.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So, and I was too.
I was laying on my deathbed. It was just so heartwarming to tune in and see those good wishes that you guys sent me.
Oh,
and Jessica,
it was all in good fun.
I did think, I was like, I wonder what happens if she really is sick. Like, can we not show this show? Like, what are we going to do?
And Jessica and I are going to have the greatest post-game show in the history of post-game shows tomorrow night.
Good.
We are.
Good.
Yeah, we are.
Good.
We are.
Jessica, thank you so much. And again, tune in every morning. Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan Triplett. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Back to the pack. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
All right, Jessica Benson joining us again. Check her out with Megan Triplett every morning on Rise and Grind. CJ on there as well. So check out the show each and every morning. Lang is on every week.
Check out, especially Fridays.
Especially Fridays. Friday. That's the best show.
Friday's
the best show.
one.
Speaking of which, you can come on 8:05 tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
We're just going to do this right now.
Yep. He usually texts me, but I'll just, it's fine.
I think I'm only on like when Lang's out of town. Is that true? Now that I think about it, I think I've been on.
Fish, you want to come on with Vernon tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah,
Chris is great.
No. Come in. I'm serious. Come in.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'll get back to you.
Man! Denied!
That's how it works.
We'll see. We'll take a break here on The Odds Couple. Come back. Going to talk a little baseball to wrap things up as well, plus our picks for the weekend in college basketball. It's all ahead here on The Odds Couple.
When I said coming to America too, and I knew the look you were going to give me because it's the look I've been getting from everybody, which is like, oh, cool, don't mess it up. We know where you live. We know, there's going to be a wave of people, attacking Crosstown. Just throw down the head of Craig Brewer.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on GrindCityMedia.com, the Grizzlies mobile app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Once a week, get your basketball fix with Talkin' Grizz featuring me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, and media from around the NBA as we discuss draft topics, prospects, and more. Connect with Grind City Media on all their social channels, subscribe to Grind City Media YouTube, and follow Grind City Media on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with all things Grizzlies.
I know everybody on this roster plays hard. We play together, and whoever lines it up with us, it doesn't really matter. Memphis versus everybody for sure.
Kawhi, Justice Winslow with the takeaway. Dillon for three, down the well it goes. Ja banks it in, and one! Lob, Clark! Anderson for three. Boom!
That's how we fight. That's how we fight. That's how we fight.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on GrindCityMedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum and the American Home Shield Studio. Here's The Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hey, get your daily sports, pop culture, and Grizz fix with insider news and commentary on all things sports and more with The Chris Vernon Show. Live at noon daily, Monday through Friday. Tune in to GrindCityMedia.com, Grind City Media on YouTube, or via the official Grizzlies mobile app to catch Chris live, or download each episode daily and subscribe at iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud today. Welcome back to The Odds Couple. Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt, all with you here on the program. The Major League Baseball season is underway. We are underway. Yeah, we're excited. Roser, right?
Pumped. Is Buster Posey still playing?
I don't think so.
Is he not?
Is he not, Lang?
I think it's his last season.
Oh, it's his last season.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's on a farewell lap, so to speak.
I've still got Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, go Yankees.
Yeah, he's good.
Go Yankees. I don't know anybody that plays for the Giants now if Buster Posey does. That's the team I grew up. I love the Yankees and the Giants. The Giants because of Barry Bonds, the Yankees because my aunt went to New York and brought me back like a Yankees jersey when I was a kid, and I always wore it. So I like the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, since now there's no more. If Buster Posey, this is like I can't name you one Giant. I don't. Is Brandon Crawford playing for them? Is he still there?
I don't know.
Rich Aurelia? I'm going to start naming baseball players again.
John Montefusco,
who was Billy Swift.
My goodness.
Yes.
Will the Thrill no longer there
Will
either.
Clark.
My
Will
favorite
Clark.
baseball player of all time, maybe.
Will Clark, huh?
Will Clark.
Yeah.
All right.
And when he came to the Cardinals, I was thrilled. It was awesome. Half a season with Will Clark, who still comes to spring training with the Cardinals, which is pretty cool. You're a Braves fan.
I am.
The Atlanta Braves are in what many believe, most believe, is the hardest division in all of baseball, with the Mets. The Nationals apparently are supposed to be good again. The Phillies are apparently supposed to be good again. The Marlins are always.
The Mets.
The Marlins are always supposed to be good because they surprise you and they come out of nowhere. And I think the Expos this year are supposed to be good. But no one's talking about the Braves, despite the fact that they have the MVP. They won the division last year, and they're a really good team, and they got a great manager in Brian Snitker as well. Here's Snit talking about that NL East.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And, guys, we just, this division, the team just keep getting stronger. And guys do things to make their clubs better. And, but we hope with another year's growth of our young players and the additions that we have that we're going to be right there with all those guys. So, it's a tough division, and especially for an offensive player when you're have to go navigate through all these guys that are, Cy Young Award winners and everything else. So, but our guys, they love the competition, and we're pretty good too. So we're anxious to get the season started.
Rob, when you do the post-game interviews on the Grizzlies games, do you ever
on Bally Sports?
Yes. Do you ever panic and just ask a question, and then later you're like, "Oh, that was a dumb question."
Oh yeah, probably virtually every day.
So one time I had to interview Daryl Morey. He was the Houston GM. He was on NBA TV, and I couldn't. It was last minute, and we were live, and I had to think of something. So I asked him something about the division they were in, because I was like, "You guys are in one of the tougher divisions in the NBA at the time. The Spurs, the Rockets, Mavericks, all these teams were really good." And I was like, when you're, putting your team together, are you worried about your division? And he was very polite about it, but I realized, that was one of the dumber questions I could have asked. Because, who cares about the division? I feel like Snitker's probably the same way. Who cares about the NL East?
Right.
At this point, 6 teams are in the playoffs or whatever it is. A lot of teams make it in.
When I used to interview Lionel Hollins, It was almost every night. The question was asked, and the answer was virtually, "It's just basketball." It's like, oh, okay.
It's just basketball. You should have started then. Going forward, you should have started your questions with, "Coach, I know it's just basketball, but."
Greatest thing Lionel Hollins ever said to me. We were in Boston. And he came up and he told the PR director, and the PR director comes over and tells me, "Hey, Lionel said on the post game because like road games when we would lose, home games I'm doing the post game show. I'm not in the locker room and I'm not in the press conference. We just run it. But on the road games, I'm like it was me, Ron Tillery, and like their beat writer, and that's it. And we'd get beat by 20. It's like, all right, what are we going to ask Lionel? Because he's not happy, So we'd think about it, and we'd talk about it, and we'd ask the question, and he'd just kind of look at you, and sometimes he'd cuss, and we'd be like, "Can't use that," and we'd walk on. But a lot of times he would. Well, he told our PR director that night in Boston. He said, "Just tell Fish from now on after the game, just say, Coach, talk about the game." And I was like, "Seriously?" He goes, "Yep, that's all he wants." So I was like, "Well, why doesn't he just come out and have a statement?" He's like, "Well, because he wants to be asked a question." I was like, "All right."
It's not even a question,
I was like,
though.
I was like, here's the problem. The media police are going to get all over me for the talk about, but Lionel told me to say talk about. So, Coach, not my fault.
Coach, you told
but
me
it was
to
the
say
greatest
talk
thing
about.
ever because we'd lose by 50 and just be crushed and be terrible. It's like, "Coach, talk about the game."
Come out
I was like, whew.
like Hamlet and give you a soliloquy.
My Lionel Hollins story. Back to baseball.
NL East. I think the Braves, last year the pitching staff was in shambles. They still almost got to the World Series. A lot of those guys are going to be back, be healthy this year. They signed Charlie Morton, who's going to come over from the AL and gnaw through the National League. Mm-hmm. I think Acuna might be an MVP candidate this year. They're talking about a 50-50 club appearance from him this season. We had the MVP last year, Freddie Freeman. He's back. They re-signed Marcell Ozuna. Great lineup, top to bottom. I think the Braves are going to win it all this year, but I said that last year too.
Yeah, Braves third for National League pennant odds. Dodgers are the favorite at plus 150. Padres at plus 400. Then the Braves and the Mets both at plus 500. The Cardinals are right behind them at plus 1,200 to win the National League. That's my team, and they made a big pickup this year getting Nolan Arenado. Paul Goldschmidt talking about the addition.
I mean, first off, he's a great player. He's one of the best players in the league, and man, we're excited to have him. It was a huge addition for us, and he's fitting right in, and it's going to be great. I mean, we just, him and I have been playing against each other for a long time. We were drafted, played against each other all the way back in rookie ball in the big leagues for a long time, Arizona and Colorado. Got to play on the All-Star team together a few times, and then also probably when we became, better friends was on Team USA with the World Baseball Classic a few years ago. So just getting to know him along with other guys around the league. Obviously it's good to have a friend here, but more importantly, just a great player and teammate and a guy who wants to win and a guy who's excited to be here too.
I'll go ahead and say Cardinals win the World Series just because it's baseball, and I think they got a chance. I mean, I like the Braves to win the World Series too this year, and I'll be rooting for the Braves if it's not the Cardinals. And but I think the Cardinals can do it. And my reason is, well, not only that I'm a fan of the Cardinals and they always have a chance, but the pickup of Arenado. I think the pickup of Arenado will make Goldschmidt back to MVP form.
How's their pitching?
Pitching's good. Flaherty's great.
Yeah.
I mean, Wainwright's now your fourth guy, so I mean that's good. Reyes is back, so I think the pitching is good, and the bullpen's really good. And Matt Carpenter's finally not in the starting lineup, and that I think is a relief for all Cardinal fans. But Arenado. But see, my problem was I thought when Goldschmidt came and when they got Ozuna, Ozuna would take off, and he never did for the Cardinals. He has for the Braves. But I'm hoping now Goldschmidt takes off because of Arenado. And I think Arenado's got potential to be an MVP as well. And he's embraced the Cardinal culture already.
What does that mean?
It's the Cardinal way, man. Have you not heard about the Cardinal way?
The Cardinals have a culture?
Yes, it's the Cardinal way. Have you not heard?
Well, Paul
just watch one Cardinal game and they'll tell you all about it. If it's against the Braves, even in the playoffs, they'll tell you about the Cardinal way.
I'm watching Valley Sports. I'm going to watch the Braves broadcast.
Okay.
Paul Goldschmidt,
but there is a way. Yes,
hit a home run in his first at bat of the season today. But
Goldie.
It was overruled on replay, and it is a double.
Replay's stupid.
Was he on Anderson?
Replay is
Androstine
Dione.
Yeah.
Androstine
Dione.
Who is in your bullpen? Is it Jason Isringhausen? Izzy?
No, Izzy's not there.
I think he's on the Mets.
Is it?
No, he's not there anymore.
Oh God, who is the guy the Redbirds had that went up and pitched for y'all? I know that sounds crazy because there's been a ton of them. Garrett Stevenson. You remember him? Yes. Showing off my baseball brain.
Man. Yeah. Dodgers plus 300 to win the World Series. They are the favorite. Yankees at plus 550. Padres plus 800. Chicago White Sox and the Atlanta Braves plus 1,000 to win the World Series. New York Mets right behind them. Then the Toronto Blue Jays, Minnesota Twins, and then the St. Louis Cardinals.
Wait, the White Sox are good?
No.
White Sox are good. They're young. And they got Tony La Russa. Hell yeah, they're good.
Oh, yeah.
Get put it on the board! Yes! Shout out to Hawk Harrelson. Is he still calling games?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love Hawk Harrelson.
National League MVP Mookie Betts, Juan Soto, and Fernando Tatis Jr. are your three favorites. American League MVP Mike Trout, go figure, Alex Bregman, and Aaron Judge. National League Cy Young, Jacob deGrom, Trevor Bauer, Max Scherzer. American League, Garrett Cole, Shane Bieber, and Lucas Giolito. Odds to lead the Major League Baseball in home runs. Mike Trout is the favorite to lead Major League Baseball in home runs.
Still the best player in baseball? Is he?
Probably.
Yeah. And then my favorite odds that you can get. What will the Cleveland Major League Baseball franchise be named for Game 1 of the 2022 season? All right. You want
choices?
You want choices?
Yeah.
All right.
One of them, like the Bees or something?
The
like
odds-on favorite at plus 130 is baseball team or baseball club. This is for 2022. We can figure something out by then.
Yeah, right. You got a year.
Although the Washington football team's had a year, and they're still...
I know.
They're still the Washington football team.
Yeah.
Plus 225, the Spiders.
Spiders. I knew it was some sort of insect.
All right, then we got long odds on the rest of them, and I'll just go down the list and tell me what you think. This is Cleveland's baseball team. The Blue Sox.
What?
The Rockers.
Rockers?
Used to be a soccer team, the Rockers. Yeah. The Crows. The Naps. Naps, like
nap
taking
time?
a nap.
Well, you can do that during baseball. It's like watching C-SPAN.
It's got to be short for
sometimes.
something. I don't know.
That's my favorite. Give me the naps.
I don't.
Give me the naps.
I don't. It's short for something. It's got to be, but I'm not sure, and I'm probably an idiot. People watching this or listening to this going,
naps is a loaded term. I don't think they can be the naps.
That's
because of nappy hair and stuff like that. I don't know about that one now that I think about it.
Buckeyes. The Dobies, after Larry Doby. Yeah, the Dobies.
I thought we were talking about Doberman Pinchers.
Well, I mean, maybe that'd be your logo, your mascot.
Could be a Doberman Pinscher,
I don't know. The Fellers.
Bob Feller.
Hello, Fellers. The Lakers.
I kind of like the idea of them either using the Buckeyes or the Lakers and just taking it from another team.
It would be funny.
Just coming in and strong-arming them.
It really would be funny.
The Unions, the Blues, the Cinders.
The Cinders?
The Castles, the Cleveland Castles.
I think we need to go back to the drawing board with some of these. None of these are good.
None of them are. The Hazards, the Cuyahogas.
Hazards I kind of like. Like you can do a Dukes of Hazards.
See,
I kind of understand. I think they should just go with Cleveland Baseball Club. If those are their options, just be the Cleveland Baseball Club. Just do that.
Spiders.
Cleveland Burning River. The Rustlers, the Bluebirds.
How about
wow?
Like I had to go to Cleveland many years in June for the NBA Finals when LeBron was on the Cavs. You've probably been there a lot of times with the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
A few times, more than once, I've been there in springtime, and my hotel room window, which would look over Lake Erie, is that what the one is, would be covered in these little tiny black bugs. And you remember when Java Chamberlain was pitching for the Yankees on the mound, and he got attacked by the midges, they're called, the midge. What about that? The Cleveland midges.
It's as good as any of those. I think that works.
They had a game. They had a baseball game. They had to stop.
Had to stop the game because of these things.
Dylan Carlson has homered for the Cardinals.
Go Cardinals.
Is he the rookie?
He was last year.
Was he like a huge prospect?
Yes.
Is this the guy Chris has told me about? I can't remember.
Probably.
I lose track of the baseball players.
He's supposed to be amazing.
Okay, I mean
that's another guy now that you can know on Major League Baseball.
Dylan Carlson. I mean, Chris has probably said his name
15
like 50
years
times
from
and I
now,
still
we'll be
forgot
doing the
it.
odds couple, and Roser will be.
Does Dylan Carlson still play?
Dylan Carlson.
He's still playing.
Blackjack McDowell
Was he on
for the White Sox.
Final Four, here's some numbers for you. Baylor, 5-point favorite over the Houston Cougars. Baylor's first Final Four since 1950. They're averaging 74.5 points a game in the tournament, allowing just 60.3. They've covered their last 3, 5-1 against the spread their last 6 tournament games. 13 of their last 16 have gone over. Houston, first Final Four since 1984. They've won 11 straight. They have not faced a single-digit seed. They've allowed 60 or more points just one time in the last 5. That was against Oregon State, where they allowed 61. 14-6 against the spread in their last 20. 7-1 against the spread. Their last 8 at a neutral site as an underdog, and they've covered 11 of their last 13 as a dog. Gonzaga taking on UCLA, 13.5, 14 points. Favorite, largest favorite in a Final Four game since 1999. They won their first 4 games of the tournament by an average of 24 points per game, averaged 91.6 points per game in the regular season, and have scored at least 83 in every tournament game. They're 5-1 against spread their last 6, 4-1 against spread last 5, taking on UCLA. UCLA's a 6 double-digit seed to make the Final Four. They've won 5 straight. They've covered all 5 of those. They've won 4 straight as a dog. They've covered their last 5 as a dog, and 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games. All right, before we get our picks for the Final Four, let's look where we're at on our brackets and our picks from weeks ago and how we are in our Final Four picks. Well, I still got 2 left, and my champion.
Do we have to do this?
But I do have.
I don't think I have anything left.
I do have Houston losing to Ohio State.
Mine's gonna be blank.
But I do have Gonzaga as my champion still. So I like that. Obviously, my East and South, I would change them. I would have UCLA and Baylor,
obviously,
if given the opportunity. All right, Lang.
That's not bad.
Let's check yours out. Not bad. I had 2.
There's a typo on mine, Kimball. I think you meant to put Paul Goldschmidt on there. Yeah.
Oh, that's all you got left?
I don't have any left.
I think you do.
I don't think I do.
I had Michigan winning it all.
I had like Drake. I had like Drake, Alabama, Oklahoma State, and
look
like
at you.
North
You
Carolina.
Still have 2 left.
I had Gonzaga and Baylor.
Yeah.
You got Gonzaga winning it all.
Oh, okay. I thought I did Drake.
Oh, you did multiple brackets.
No, I didn't.
He's a multiple bracketer.
No, I remember what it was. It was at the end. At the end of the show. I yelled out. I said, "Screw it,
Drake,
cut him off."
That's right.
Drake.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. We didn't think that was serious.
Okay.
CJ, how are you looking on yours?
I just got Gonzaga, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here in these streets.
I know what it's like.
What up, Fish? 2 left.
2 left. I got 2 left. All right, my picks for the week. I'm going with it's going to be a Gonzaga-Houston championship game with the Zags beating the Cougs to win the national championship and go undefeated this season. I like the Zags to cover. Houston, obviously, is a dog. They would cover, and then I'll take the Zags to cover in the championship game as well. Lang?
I think Gonzaga and Baylor make it to the championship game. Baylor wins.
Oh!
And Scott Drew gets hired at North Carolina.
Wow. Can you parlay that?
How about that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That was fun. That's fun.
that?
You just brought it.
That's an interesting one. I'm going to go, obviously, Gonzaga-Baylor. Gonzaga wins it. And, yeah, that's it. I don't know who's going to be the next head coach at North Carolina. I have no
Jason
idea.
Paul Goldschmidt. Dylan Carlson.
No.
Rafael Ramirez.
No, it wouldn't. Who is that?
Claudel Washington.
I think that's
Glenn Hubbard.
That's the I think
Terry Harper.
That's the Night Stalker, the first guy you named,
Rick
isn't it?
Mailer.
Rick Camp. Let's do Braves.
Brunson Arroyo.
CJ, who wins in the Final Four? Who wins the title?
Gonzaga, Baylor. Gonzaga wins it all.
Yeah. Easy?
Yeah, easy.
Cover
That's
easy?
easy.
All right.
Next UNC coach.
Next UNC coach? I don't know.
I would
Michael
have said
Jordan?
Chris Beard, and then he took the Texas job today.
I want it to be Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino would be awesome. He's not going to leave Iona, and
I think
they're not going to call
Lane
him.
brought it up. They don't have enough Italian restaurants in
No,
Chapel
they're
Hill.
not calling him.
Yeah, I think.
That's why he'd open his own.
I mean, look, Nate
You
Oates
had
at
one at
Alabama
Louisville.
would be great. Nate Oates, I know Vernon mentioned that today too, but he's right.
He's got a $10 million buyout.
Nate, do you think that matters to North Carolina basketball? Yeah, Nate Oates. I mean, that's be a great hire.
I think they stay in the program.
You know what?
I bet it's the guy from UNC.
Brad
Greensboro,
Stevens.
Oh, jeez.
It would be hilarious if Brad Stevens did take
funny.
the UNC job after like this whole mess with Indiana and all that.
Yeah.
Like it would be funny.
I don't know if he would recruit well enough. I don't know. CJ could answer this. He's a hell of a basketball coach, John Beilein.
I mean, yeah, John.
He's
Beilein,
a hell of a coach.
John Beilein can get players in and develop them. That's John Beilein's thing.
Can he handle like the elite players?
Yeah,
because that's what you have to recruit at North Carolina.
He's not going to be the type to get
to
go get those players.
Well, that's why you have boosters. They go do it for you.
They might do it, but at Michigan, and at West Virginia when he was there, he wasn't getting elite players. He was getting very solid players and developing them.
He got Mitch
time.
McGarry. Mitch McGarry was an elite recruit.
McGarry was elite, and then towards the end, I guess DJ Wilson, if you want to throw him in there, was elite. But my man crosses. Nobody knows where John Beilein is. We're all focused on football.
We don't know where he is.
And he comes back from Germany. He's like, I just signed this guy from Germany named Mo Wagner. We're like, why are you going to get Germans? We don't want them on the team. And then fast forward 4 years after that back, and like Mo Wagner is a pivotal piece of that team. He got his brother over here.
No, he is a.
Everybody knows Germans can't ball.
Nobody.
Outside of Dirk.
Yeah.
Well, we thought that, and then the Wagners come through.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
Oh, no. Dennis Schroeder would like a word with you.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder.
All right, we've had a long show today, but we can't leave without talking about what we're doing next week.
Oh, yeah, we teased the tease.
Next week's show.
Here's the actual tease.
Next week's show of The Odds Couple. This is going to be unlike any other show that we've ever had.
Unprecedented.
I'm doing the show without pants.
No, that's like everything.
Roser's doing the show without pants. And we're talking WrestleMania.
Yes.
And the Masters.
Yes. I think we already said that at the beginning of the show, though, that next week is the Masters and WrestleMania.
It's Masters and WrestleMania.
It's Masters Mania.
It's Masters Mania next week on The Odds Couple. Thank you for joining us this week. Enjoy the Final Four. Get ready for WrestleMania Masters. Dustin Starr. We're getting Dustin Starr on the show next week. We'll talk to you then here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
You've been listening to The Odds Couple from the American Home Shield Studio on GrindCityMedia.com. Tune in next week for more football handicapping with Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.